Yeah. Throwback Thursday. Let's get real about relationships Thursday. We all right. Yeah. What am I gonna do about my brother? You know, we all got that brother, man, out there trying to save him. Oh, sorry about that. Unfortunately, you can't save them all. You gotta try. Come on, y'all. Hit that like button. Urban Therapy with Sun 752, and this your daily. It's the daily go-getter-mism show. You think it ain't when it is? You think it won't when it is? We are here and we are in motion. We do this thing, taking off fast lane, no coasting, and everything is gonna be all right. Talk about I don't know what to do with my brother tonight. Everything's gonna be okay. I don't know what to do with my brother today. Everything is gonna work out fine. Will it really? Cause I don't really know what to do with mine. Everything is gonna work out the way that it's supposed to. But for now, what to do? We all got that brother, right? We all got that brother. I don't care whether you come from a big family, a medium-sized family, whatever that means today. What would you say a medium-sized family looks like today? 3, 4 kids? To some people, 4 kids is a lot. For other people, 4 kids is just a drop in the bucket. You know what I mean? But yeah, we're talking about, I don't know what to do about my brother. You know, we're not even just talking about brothers because, you know, we're talking about siblings. And your siblings define who you are in a family. You know, when you really think about it, a lot of people have been raised by their brothers and sisters when their parents couldn't handle the job because of sickness, because they were working a lot, or like it was in the 80s, Because of drugs. A lot of people, well, a lot of 80s babies were raised by their older siblings because their moms was out there getting high and couldn't be there for them. So think about the role of the big brother or that big sister that pretty much raised you like you were their child, and what they had to go through when you were running around like a little knucklehead, like a little hardhead, when you were following behind the wrong crowd and doing the wrong things and thinking that you knew everything and you had all the answers. But meanwhile, you was messing around, getting suspended, not going to school, getting left back, having to go to reform school, juvenile detention centers, what they call them, group homes and shit like that, getting locked up, needing bail, getting adjudicated, all that old crazy stuff. And I'm not saying that everybody does that, but when you have that brother or that sister that gets into that type of stuff, and here you are loving them, wanting the best for them and trying to set them up to be a success, and they are resisting you. Even though they may love the ground that you, or worship the ground that you walk on, but they also love them streets. They also are out there, scrambling around with the wrong crowd and maybe being a follower instead of a leader, or a leader for all the wrong reasons and all the wrong ways. So we're going to talk about it today. We're going to talk about it tonight. It's 2 something in the morning. 2 something in the morning. 2 something. All right, so let's get it popping, y'all. Let's go ahead and make these moves the way they need to be made and talk about this the way it need to be said. Yeah, I made that rhyme. That don't really rhyme. But do y'all understand what we talking about? Do y'all understand what we talking about today on the Daily Go Get 'Em Ism Show? First of all, I want to thank y'all for coming through. Who we got? Robin De Leon. What up, Robin De Leon? And Joe, I love your eyeshadow. Oh God, here we go with that bullshit. And Snicker Bar, what's that? 556. Can you cover the cameras for a Lamar Jackson edit? Nah, go somewhere with that. Varshay McDonald, what's going on? How you feeling today, ma? It's good to see me some you. Good to see me some you. Always. So yeah, we talking about when you don't know what to do about. I don't know what to do about my brother. If you've ever been in that position where you've actually felt that way, when you've actually had to say that, you know what I mean? It's something else. So let's get into it. Shall we? Let's get into it and get involved. These puzzle pieces right now, we gonna solve, y'all. So what's good, man? I hope y'all all had a really good day today. I really do. I hope that everything is working out in your favor and doing what you needed to do, or at least what you set it up to do. You already know. Varshay, you know they gotta come through with the foolishness. You know they gotta come through with the foolishness. It's talking about some, with the eyeshadow. I mean, I guess the way my eyes are set up, I guess you would believe that. I guess you would think that. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah. Not only is he wearing pink tonight, but he got on eyeshadow. Like, come on, man. We don't play them kind of games around here. And when I say we don't play them kind of games around here, I mean I really, really mean that we don't play them kind of games around here. So, right, he need to chill. He don't know no better. He had to say something that he thought would make people look at him and laugh, and you know what I mean? You know, the class clown thing. You know what I mean? I just gotta say something. I gotta do something. You know, I'm behind the scenes and nobody notices me, so they gotta do something to be noticed. I ain't mad at it. But yeah, Yeah, I don't know what to do about my brother. I don't know what to do about my brother. I've actually felt this way sometimes, a time or two, maybe more. You know, when you think about some of the things, if you've ever rebelled against your parents and you've done shit out there, whether it was in the streets or in somebody's house that you ain't had no business being in, you know how that go. When you young and you coming up and you're impressionable, you just starting to learn about your body, you're curious about others and all of that kind of stuff. You're thinking that you know something because you got a few health classes under your belt, and don't let you be doing good in school. Don't let you be doing good in school, because one thing I've noticed is that the kids who do well in school, they think that they should have the green light to do whatever they want to do and act the way that they want to act. And unfortunately, the way that they act many times is they act out. Manifest reality. What's good? What's good? And he says, yes, my sibling. Yeah, it be like that sometimes. So even though I named the show, I don't know what to do about my brother, we're not just talking about, this is not gender specific. I just thought that I don't know what to do about my brother sounded relatable. It sounded a little bit more relatable than I don't know what to do about my sister. Yeah. But like I said, it's not gender specific, so we can talk about and we'll talk about whether it's one or the other. Whether it's one or the other. This is a serious situation, man. When you are taking on the role of a responsible brother, especially if you're an older brother. Not that there haven't been times when the younger brothers or the younger sisters have had to act like they were older because the older brothers and sisters was acting a fool. They wasn't getting their shit together. So regardless, you know what I mean? Sometimes Michael had to look out for JJ instead of JJ looking out for Michael. Sometimes it's like that. Without a doubt, manifest reality. You know what I mean? Greetings to you. You know what I mean? Greetings and much, much peace to you. But yeah, when you were out there doing your thing, coming up, learning, making crazy mistakes, thinking that you were doing everything the right way, getting over and all of that kind of shit. And that's what I started to talk about with the kids who do well in school, because a lot of times you can't tell them shit. When a child does good in school, they be ripping and running and talking all kinds of mad shit, and they think they smarter than everybody else. And a lot of times their intelligence level is so high, but so is their rebellion level. When your intelligence level is crazy high and your rebellion level is just as high, what do you get? What do you get? And there's no telling what you might get, but there's a lot of telling that you might not get something good. You might not get something good. So, yeah. Well, I was starting to say that when you was out there doing your thing and your parents were worried about you, and you never really understood what they were worried about because you felt like you had the situation well in hand. But when you really think about the things that you were out there doing, when you look at it now that you're older, now that you're more mature, now that your eyes are trained to understand things better than when you were younger and everything was new and you thought that you had it well in hand because you thought that you were the king or queen of all the new shit. You thought all the old people were outdated and that they didn't know what they was talking about because they were from a past generation. So even though you may have respected them, you thought that everything that was going on was some new shit and they just couldn't relate to it because they were old. Yeah, they were old. But see, now you may understand what it feels like to be worried sick about somebody that you love, even if you have your own kids. But we ain't talking about your kids. We ain't talking about your kids this time. We're talking about those brothers and sisters that you've been trying to keep alive. There's nothing like the pain of losing a brother or a sister. Well, of course, there's nothing like the pain of losing a parent. But the pain of losing a brother or sister is just as bad, because you really start thinking about your own mortality because they are in your generation. They're not supposed to be gone yet, especially when it happens when y'all young. Like they supposed to be here, representing, having fun, We should be out partying. We should be out planning the rest of our lives. Our children are cousins. They should be, cousining together. The cousins should be cousining. And you know how cousins, a lot of time cousins are like brothers and sisters too. So yeah, when you lose a brother or a sister to the, man, please don't let it be to the streets. Please don't let it be to the streets. But it's just as bad when you lose them to sickness. But when you lose a brother or sister to sickness, it's a different type of feeling because you may feel like they didn't have any control over that. What up, my man Troy Diesel? My man Troy Dees is all up in the house. What's going on, my brother? And Dimples Dees. Dimples Dees is all up in the house. What's good? What's good? Good to see me some you. So yeah, losing a brother or sister, whether they are older or younger, it's like it ain't supposed to happen that way. They fucking up the cycle of life. How your mom and your dad gonna be alive and your brother or your sister is gone? And so when they die of a sickness, an illness or whatever, you might think like, all right, well, that's God's will. But if they died of a sickness like AIDS, because they was out there using drugs intravenously or out there being all crazy promiscuous. Yeah, that puts it under a whole different light. That sheds a whole different light on the topic and how we handle that. So that's what we talking about tonight. It's Throwback Thursday. Let's get real about relationships Thursday. Holy shit, Varshay. What Varshay. Thank you so much for the super chat. Damn, that's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? It's almost Christmas time. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Bless me all crazy. Hold on, let me do a little something. Represent for Varshay. Gotta get out the Native American. I gotta get the Native. Hold on. Varshay. Thank you so much. And there is no lack of appreciation. You didn't have to give nothing and you gave something and it was a lot. And I appreciate you. Salute. Thank you. Much thanks. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. Manifest Reality says I had to stand up. I had to deal with some who were not my blood. I had adopted sisters from the Y Nation of Yahweh. Oh. Hey, you know what? You know what you learn from that, Manifest? Whether they are adopted or not, whether they share your bloodline or not, just like a best friend or a good friend can be your brother or your sister. So there's really no difference. I have always felt like family is family. Because just like if your mom or your dad had married somebody and they had children, y'all not blood related, but y'all are definitely brothers and sisters. So it's not okay for y'all to date. And y'all should also always look out for each other. Always look out for each other. So a brother and a sister, the one of the great things, anybody can be your cousin. But a brother and sister is something that you can actually make out of somebody. You can't actually make somebody your cousin. You can declare them your cousin, but you can make a brother or a sister. But if you care about somebody, you care about them. And that's the bottom line. If you care, you care. If the care is there, you're going to represent that. So, the goal is to keep everybody safe. The goal is to keep everybody safe. And shout out to the Hebrew Israelites, without a doubt. But the goal is to keep everybody safe. So you know how, like, if you are a member of an extended family or a church family or a community family, you're always going to pick and choose which ones you really like versus the other ones. And it won't be that you don't like the other ones, but you're going to have a connection with some and you're not going to have a connection with some others. Now, they're still going to be they're going to be your brothers and your sisters, but you may just not have that connection that you have with certain brothers and sisters. But what happens when the ones that you were really close to, the ones that you were like this with, what happens when they start going off the rails? What happens when they start falling off? What happens when they start getting into all kinds of crazy shit? Crime. They want to stand on corners. They want to hold a little something. They want to start getting high. They want to start doing that shit. And it starts off innocently enough. You know what I mean? You just taking a couple of drinks, couple of puffs, whatever. But you see it when it's going down that line. Anybody has ever shout out to anybody. Shout out to anybody and everybody who has ever had to deal with a loved one, especially a brother or sister that was smart as shit, had it going on, fly as hell, thorough than a motherfucker. And they get caught up in the drug game and they ain't selling. But we'll get to the selling part later. When you're dealing with somebody who may be on a genius level, when your brother, who you looked up to, admired, told everybody about, the one you went to go get if you ever had a beef with somebody because you knew that you and him could stand back to back and fend off and fight off anybody and win. When he start getting high, when he's starting to duck you because he getting high and he don't want you to see him like that. And when you know what's going on and it's almost unbelievable for you, so you out there in the streets trying to find them. You looking for them. You ever look for somebody and know where they at, but you really don't want to go where you know they are? You ever go looking for somebody you know exactly where they are and you don't really want to go see because you know they're there. You hoping that they ain't there, but you know they there. You know they're there. And this is the one that used to get all A's. This is the one that didn't even have to go to school and still did good. This is the one that always came up with money, always had the fly shit, always was, just thorough. And look at them. Right now, they ain't so thorough. Let's see. Yeah, Manifest, I understand. I totally understand. He says here in Miami was never easy. Yeah, Miami is an interesting place. It really is. That's an interesting place to grow up. For people, for tourists and shit just coming through. Yeah, they don't understand what Miami really is. That shit is more than South Beach. Way more. Shout out to Liberty City Projects. The Slapanos says, yo, brother. Okay. Kim's Whims. What's good, Kim? What's good? My man Jay Sloan. is in the house. What's good? He says, yup, been there. And I know where he been when that brother who's my brother say he been there, I know exactly where he been. And no, it don't make sense. It don't make sense. So yeah, man, you know, I don't know what to do about my brother. And on some shit, you got your own shit to deal with. That's the part. That's the part that fucks you up. Cause you got your own muck and mire to deal with. You got your own nasty, crazy, chaotic, off the wall. How the fuck did I get into this position? Shit to deal with. And you might be dealing with some mental shit. No, I ain't saying that you crazy. But who amongst us on some real shit? Who amongst us right now? I don't care if you in the chat or in the background. Who amongst us has not ever felt like they was going crazy? Straight losing your mind. Who amongst us has never felt that way? Because if you've never felt that way, well, love to you. Because it ain't hard. It ain't hard. I got good news. If you ever thought that you was slipping in the darkness and that you couldn't hold on and that you was going crazy, guess what? You're safe. Because people who are going crazy never think that anything is wrong with them. That shit feels real. It feels real. It feels natural. It feels safe. It's only when you know better, which means you are of sound mind and body, probably. Sometimes your body ain't all that sound. You know what I mean? You might have some creaks, some quirks, some nicks, cuts, scratches, bumps, bruises, breaks, burns. You know, the shit that we was talking about the other day. But your mind is in good shape. You just don't feel like you can take no more because you're looking for peace. And if you're looking for peace, you are actually in pretty good mental health. And that sucks, doesn't it? That sucks. So that means you got to actually deal with the stress and the borderline depression and all of that shit. Yep, you do. You do. But you're okay. Manifest says, so my son deserves it all. You say you have a question? Spit that. Kim says, I say we are all walking around with some form of PTSD. Shit. Man. Blue Theme says, I want to offer you a firm handshake. Oh, well, go ahead. Let me make it firmer. I ain't gonna squeeze your shit. Don't squeeze mine. I hate when people catch you off guard with a handshake and they be on that. Oh, god damn. I'm thinking there was gonna be a regular handshake and he trying to give me the knuckle breaker. I'm like, oh, here we go with this shit. Like, do you know how to shake a hand? Kim says. And we all felt like we're drowning at some point because life's hard as fuck. Well, yeah. And then there's that part. Make sure y'all hit the like button, y'all. Please hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel. But fuck the other two. Just hit the like button. It helps the channel. The channel needs help. It helps the channel. The channel needs help. Please. And I'd appreciate it. Thank you in advance. All that and everything. Yeah, shit is real out here. Well, you know, I don't know what to do with my brother. If you've ever felt that way, you know how deep that shit is. I don't know what to do with my brother. Which one of y'all have had to seek out resources to try to help your brother, whether it was after school, extracurricular activities, sports, clubs, trying to keep them involved or trying to keep them active. You know what I mean? Trying to keep their mind out off the streets, out off the negative shit. Police Athletic League, the Boys and Girls Clubs of America, the YMCA back in the day. See, we ain't got no YMCA no more, y'all. Used to be able to easily afford a membership to the Y. The YMCA membership nowadays is more expensive is way more expensive than Planet Fitness. It may be as expensive as LA Fitness. Let me see how much it costs. But the Y is where a lot of young kids used to go. Play ball, lift weights, swim. You know what I mean? They had karate classes, boxing. It was the arts and crafts. It was like going to camp. It was good shit. My man Jihad is in the house. What's good? What's good? Manifest says, I've suggested to many mothers those resources. Yes. Yes. But if you've ever done it as a brother or a sister to your own, and it's like they'll go, but they won't stay. They might be good as shit. You introduce them to all kinds of shit that ain't even hood shit. You introduce them to fencing. They might have been good at it. Archery. They might have been good at it. Fucking lacrosse. You trying to expose them to different activities, different cultural activities, and all of that. But what they want to do, and they might have been really good at this shit, mad talented at it. But what do they want to do? They want to run around, hanging around with the cats on the corner. They want to drink. They want to smoke. They want to pop pills, get high, sniff coke. They want to chase nasty ass. You ever have to take your brother to the clinic because he was dripping like crazy? You ever have to take your baby brother or somebody that didn't know what to do? You ever have to take them to the clinic because they put the pole in the bad hole? Here you are. People you see in the clinic. Yeah, I'm from Germantown. So nobody wanted to go to the clinic in Germantown. They didn't want to go to that one. So they would go where they thought nobody would know them. They'd go to the clinic at Broad and Lombard. Guess what happened when you went to Broad and Lombard? You might as well went around the way, dog. You should have just... Evidently, you wasn't the only one with that idea. But just as an FYI, there's I don't know, with all the cuts that's been going on, but there was a health clinic on 21st Street, like around 21st in Montgomery. I'm sure none of your peers from around the way would be there. Anyway, yeah, he was dripping, making sure that he get checked out for everything. Cause it was during them times, them 80s, them 90s. You ain't know what was behind that. You know what I mean? Bacterial is one thing. Viral is a whole nother thing. It is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, so, they want to run around here with some dirty bitches And the problem is, he actually liked dirty bitches. Like, yes, my dog. Yeah, she's sexy. She's just dirty. She ain't dirty on the outside. She just hang around with too many other dirty dick ass niggas. And now look at you. You a dirty dick ass nigga. It happens. But yeah. So keeping your brothers or your sisters safe. Oh yeah, ladies, you don't act. I ain't talking about none of y'all. But there are plenty of women who done got torched up too. Shit. In order for a man to catch it, if he only deals with women, guess what? Guess what that means? Where he get it from? She got it from a man. The man got it from a woman. Yeah. Same day, different drip. But anyway. Manifest says, just last week, Villa Ghost attempted to slander me. Really? But she immediately took it back. Who's Villa Ghost? Or Vile Ghost? Who's that? Who that? But yeah, man, you know, I don't know what to do with my brother. I don't know what to do about my brother. Yeah. Trying to keep them, trying to expose them to news, to different things, hoping that one of those things that they'll really latch on to and want to do that thing, and it'll just keep them out of trouble and set them on a good track. I'm a shaman says, are you a Christian? Nah, I wouldn't say that. Vile Castle? Who's Vile Castle? Mm-hmm. I wouldn't say I'm a Christian. I wouldn't claim any particular denomination, but if with a gun to my head, I'm a Muslim. Unless there are Muslims around. Cause I'm like, I ain't never been on my deen, and I probably won't ever be. UFOs exist. You don't have to try to convince me. I know that something is out there. There's definitely life on other planets. No argument from me. But I don't know if dinosaurs ever really walked this earth. I'm a little on the fence about that. I don't know about that one. Said 2027 is a change. Well, I guess we'll just see about that. Jihad says, love your brother just from a distance, especially if they're doing right in life. Oh, if they're not doing right in life, yeah. If they're not doing right in life, see, Jihad, for me, it depends on how close you are to them. For me, because I've been very close with some of my brothers, and we haven't always seen eye to eye on shit. But for the most part, they've, done well in life and all of that. But some of them, any of y'all have a brother or a close cousin or something like that, or even a sister who can't stay out of jail? Can't stay out of jail to save their life. Can't stay out of jail to save their life. T. Carey Wright, morning, noon, and night. It's always great to have me. My people's going directly into your sight. I said, sorry, that was a mistype. I meant to say not doing right. I thought that's what didn't you write that? I thought that's what you said. I guess we'll never know now. It's all good. Shirley Cheryl, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. Shirley Cheryl, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. What's going on, ma? Good to see me some you. Good to see me some you. What's good? But yeah, I don't know what to do about my brother. You know what I mean? And sometimes your brother ain't into no crime. Sometimes they just be tripping. Who got a brother who just be tripping? Like he's such a loose cannon. You don't know what the fuck he might do. I might get a call from the cops. I might get a call from the hospital. I might get a call from the psych ward. I might get a call from one of the baby moms. Shout out to everybody who got a brother or sister that got too many, that's always having more kids. Damn, Angie, you pregnant again? Ange, your babies is like straight stair steps. You pregnant again? 6 kids, 4 abortions. 6 kids, 4 abortions. Hey. Oh, your brother, he got kids all over the place. Brother was a rolling stone. Wherever he watched his dick was his home. And when he died, all he left us with was a bunch of kids, or was a bunch of siblings. Anyway, Cheryl Halsey, what's good? Good to see me some you. Good to see me some you. Varshay says, I just called recently from U.S. Marshal. Oh my God, just got a call recently from the U.S. Marshals though. Oh my God, he on the run. He on the run from the feds. See, that's right there. Listen, I hope everything works out. That's number one. Number two, that's the reason why I refuse to get a tattoo. No tattoos, no piercings. Well, not true. In 1993, when I graduated college, I got this ear pierced. Oh, nut ass shit. I don't know what made me do it either, because I never really liked that shit. I never thought it was cool. But anyway. Yeah. Because I definitely plan to be a fugitive from justice someday. And I don't want no distinguishing marks or whatever, you know what I mean? You know, when I'm on a run, I'll probably go get me a Steve Harvey. You know what I mean? You remember how Steve Harvey, how his hair was when it was fake. I'd go get me a nice little Steve Harvey. You know what I mean? Because they could really hook up a Steve Harvey to look like, that shit would be looking, you know what I mean? That should be looking at I'm saying right now. But only if I'm on the run. I have nothing but contempt for none of that shit. You know what I mean? While I'm a tax-paying civilian. But as soon as I'm a fugitive from justice, you can best believe I'm gonna get me a Steve Harvey. Shirley Cheryl says, both my brothers are baby makers. At least they wifed them. One had 8 and the other had 15. God damn. So yeah, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, like you said, at least he wifed them. How many wives did he have? 15? What woman is putting out 15? Hopefully she had some. Hopefully she had like 6 and he just added on 9. I'm hoping for the best here. Jason says, I had a brother by choice, not blood, who popped up on America's Most Wanted back in the day. Unfortunately, the only way to show up on America's Most Wanted is that you have to be wanted for a body. They don't do theft. they, don't, they don't do nice little crimes. Yeah, he stole a lot. No, you gotta catch a body to get on America's Most Wanted. You gotta catch a body to get on America's Most Wanted. So yeah, that's stress. Happy Buddha coming through with mad gifts to bear. What up? What up? Thanks for coming through. Appreciate you, my dude. Appreciate you. Always and forever. Always and forever. Do you understand? So, he said, oh, Jay said, he said, I don't have tats for this. I'm trying to tell you. You know what I mean? Because you never know. You never know when you might have to go on a run, but I'm prepared. I would not, you know what I mean? No credit cards, none of that shit. Keep some some cash stash. And so, you know, you won't be crossing state lines all paper trailed up. Oh yeah, he got gas here. Oh yeah, look. And not only he got the gas, he got them nasty ass hot dogs at the rest stop. Actually, they actually pretty good. The sausage, pretty good. But they hadn't been on them warmers very long, so you know, he had the cold shit. He bought something for Starbucks. You know, black coffee at Starbucks, so he could, you know, for the long ride, he had to make sure he stayed up. He went to Starbucks. It was a Dunkin'. Don't matter. He got the black. There ain't gonna be none of that. Cash sale, baby. Cash sale. No cars, no Bitcoin, no crypto, no nothing. Shit. Jihad says it's sad that they think jail is cool. They be crying like bitches in there talking about I want to go home. Yeah, you saw you was on the inside. Yo. When a grown man is crying saying he want to go home, guess what? I believe him. And there's nothing like home. There's no place like home when you in jail. Shit is sad as shit. But they wasn't thinking about none of that when they was on the streets. None of that. Might even thought going to jail is cool. Might be hearing motherfuckers that been to jail talk about that shit like it's a fraternity. Like it's cool like that. Yeah, my cellie used to, you know what I mean? My cellie, you know, we used to be on this block and that block. I used to hate to be on the block all the way down there. That shit was like the hood. You know, I used to, you know, D block was cool. What? I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear none of that shit. You talking about that shit like you was in school. Oh, yeah, that's just what you told your son, your kids. Yeah, daddy's away at school. He finished up his classes in 2032. Unless he, you know, add on a case while he's still in school. He might have to, you know, do some extra credit if he get left back. All right, Jihad says you can't run from the feds. Yeah, for a minute. Yeah. You can run from them. They'll catch up to you. They will catch up to you. Manifest Reality says, no one wants to hear that ignorance. They be talking about this shit like it's fly. Because they been in and out of this shit. Like, this is what they do. Like, they so institutionalized. They think that shit. When I used to be up on, I used to have this joke. I had a joke about oodles and noodles when I was doing stand up, and every now and then, motherfuckers be like, "Yeah, chi-chis and shit." I'd be like, "No, I don't know nothing about no motherfucking chi-chis." No, I knew what he was talking about. You know that chi-chis is that jail shit where they mix ramen noodles with like some cheese curls and shit like that, and it's supposed to be some premium jail meal. The fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. Out of here. Out of here. Jihad said some of those cats make more money in jail than people that's out on the streets working a job. Yeah, that's true. I've heard those stories too. I've definitely heard those stories too, especially if you don't smoke cigarettes. Not smoking cigarettes in jail, from what I understand, is like not getting high on your own supply, selling coke in front of around a bunch of fiends. Around a bunch of fiends. TK Wright talking about some jail snacks. LOL. They thought that y'all were. I used to be like, nah, no chi-chis, my dude. If I was on stage doing that joke and they started talking about some chi-chis, it'd be like the record scratching. Nah, hold on. Before we go any further, before we continue on this funny journey, nah, no jail. Ain't gonna be no jail jokes. I don't have no jail jokes in my repertoire. To me, prison ain't funny. I've been in the county a few times. That shit ain't funny. I ain't laughed once while I was in there. Not one hee-hee. Not one hee-hee or ha-ha. No, not funny. Oh, shit. Jihad says, yo, you have to see how they make pizza and burritos. Yeah. I know one thing. It ain't from Sal's. It ain't from Sal's Pizza. And it sure as hell ain't from Chipotle. Manifest says it sure is not. Fuck that jail shit, son. Fuck that jail shit. But yeah, I don't know what to do about my brother. When you love your family, when you have a big brother or a big sister who is taking care of you, looked out for you, threw you a couple of dollars, taught you the game, maybe showed you how to talk to girls or how to watch out for boys, or, you know what I mean? Might have showed you how to clean yourself right. Get your hygiene up. You know what I mean? You know, bought you a pair of Guess jeans back in the day. Your mom wouldn't spend that much money on a pair of jeans. Your brother did. Or your sister did. Can't nobody tell you about your brother or your sister, but you see them going down. They on some other shit. They on some other shit, some anti-sister brother shit. Kim says, I know I cried after I calmed down from being arrested. Nothing funny about any part of it. I'm telling you, fuck that shit. Them cuffs go on you. You be like, yo, this shit's tight. Scared you gonna get a beating? Nah. Fuck jail. Who's Robin? There's a person named Robin in here? I didn't see that. I miss it. I didn't see a Robin. Is that a Robin? You know, sometimes y'all be sneaking in between. I ain't see nothing. No Diddy. Speaking of Diddy, why was it a rumor going around that Diddy was having all these charges dropped against him? What's up with that? Oh, Robin was all the way up at the top. I don't think I doubt if Robin is still here. I'm going to gamble to say that they probably gone. They probably gone. Troy says, Kim's, when you was locked up, was you listening to Jim? Motherfucker, I might time you out. I might time you out. Step lightly. Step lightly. Step lightly. But yeah, man, you know, if you've ever had, if you've ever, you know, been close with a sibling and you watch them, you know, fuck their lives up and there ain't shit that you can do about it because, you know, they hell bent on doing some shit. Shit, it's hard enough. You ever have a brother or sister that was just in a badass relationship? Toxic ass relationship. Toxic as hell. Maybe domestic violence. Definitely infidelity. Watching your brother get played by a female. And you looking at this shit like this bitch ain't even all that. She got my brother by the balls. She got my brother by the balls. Hold on. Let's bongo it. She got my brother by the balls. Got my brother by the balls. Got my brother by the balls. Yeah, he be running and screaming at her every beck and call. Got my brother by the balls. Yo, this shit is looking bad. Every time I see his girls, it makes me mad. Yeah, he got a couple of kids by her, but them ain't his fucking kids. Look the fucking shit he did. Yo, it's getting bad when you see your brother go down with the chick that's treating him like a fucking clown. But what are you gonna do? You might not even be having a good time or two with your own life, but he got his own wife and he done wife to, but it's like he doing a life. It looks bad to me, and you gotta put on your glasses to see. Why would he go down this line? Yo, it's bad. She's dimming his shine, baby. And I hope that things get better, but she heating that ass up like a fucking sweater. On Tuesday, you know it was 100 degrees. Yo, she got your brother down on his knees. And he don't even seem to mind. Yo, the shit is fucked up. Yo, what kind of madness is this? Yo, she give him a little kiss, a little bit of ass, and he comes fast. No Diddy with that, but you understand what I'm talking about. He's a rat. And she's taking him down the wrong road, and he got to jumping like a toad. Yo, what's gonna be, yo, froggy? Yo, you gotta call it like a doggy. Telling him to sit and heal, and you gotta look at this shit, how you feel. You know that you don't wanna be a part of this, and this shit is fucked up. How did we come to this? Yo, brother, please get your life together. You gotta get another girl, your wife, whether. Yo, you gotta leave the situation, but it's your own life. I understand the frustration. Yeah, it gets to me. I don't wanna see you unhappy. Yeah, you a new pappy. Yo, the baby ain't yours. Yeah, the baby ain't yours. The baby ain't yours. The baby ain't yours. Yeah. Type shit like that, y'all. Type shit like that. Type shit like that. Type shit like that. Shit is bad. Watching your brother, your favorite brother, or your favorite sister. And you'll be like looking at them like, you don't see what I see? Do you see what I see? Do you see what I see? No, they don't. and they chick or they man is looking at you like, yeah, they your brother, but I'm their lover. So look, won't your hating ass just go here, run along and deal with your own relationship and stop fucking around here. And matter of fact, take your little nieces and nephews since you got so much to say. You're like, I'm gonna kill this bitch.
You have a call from.
Yo, caller with the last numbers 5639. Welcome to the Daily Go Get Business Show. Thank you for calling in. What's on your mind tonight? What's good?
Hey, everybody. Hey, family.
Hey, you. Hey.
So let's talk about this for a minute, these brothers and these sisters, because I have several of those. And woo, being the eldest of my maternal siblings and the second eldest of my paternal siblings is something amazing. And that's the nice word I'm going to use. It's amazing. It comes with a whole lot of, you a mom, don't even know about having children. That's the honest truth, especially when you're 70s babies, and some of them were born in the 70s and the 80s. So you were prepared before you became a parent. And they let you know in so many ways. But older, when they're younger, they're not trying to hear this shit. As they become adults, it changes. And, and sometimes it's hard to break from that. My brothers and I go at it now.
Are you there? I think you might be buffering, glitching. Maybe buffer, glitching. Let me make sure it ain't me. I think I'm safe. I think I'm safe. She fell off. She fell off, but I know she'd be back. In the meantime, in between time. Yeah, man. Saving your brother or your sister from the person that they love. Saving your brother and sister from the one that they love. What kind of shit that? Answer me that. What kind of shit is that? So, you have to kind of step lightly, because if you go too hard about they man or they woman, then it's going to alienate y'all, and they may be under such a spell under they lover that now they looking at you like you the enemy. I never thought I'd see the day when my brother be hating on me. I never thought I'd see the day when my brother would be hating on me. I thought you wanted me to be happy.
You have a call from.
Hey, yo.
Listen.
You got it together? You good?
This song does not want to let me be great.
I know I'd be. I do.
So I was saying that these siblings, we have a host of cousins in my family, and some of them refer to me as cousin, sister, cousin, depending on who's saying it. And you kind of mama them too. And, it's hard when you watch some of them go through things across the board, and you have to lean back and let them learn because they don't listen.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's the most difficult thing, because of course you want to love them and you want to protect them, but man, they make it difficult. And it's like you said earlier, sometimes you're trying to deal with their thing as you're going through your own stuff, and it makes everything so exhausting. But
Man.
you don't stop. You get mad. You say you want to, but you don't stop because you love them. You want to protect them. You want to be their keeper. You want to be their savior. You want to be all these things because you love them. You don't want them to be hurt. But boy, sometimes it's like, listen, whatever the fuck happens to you is going to happen. And I think that's still it's always a tough call when it's in the people you love. Because I'm not just going to say family, because I just think some people are relatives. They're just related to you.
Yeah, I'm not talking about. I'm not just talking about your casual family members. I'm talking about when you know how great, how gifted, how talented, how thorough your brother or your sister is, and they out here acting dumb. Like they didn't show you the way. Like they didn't put you on with a bunch of shit. You know what I mean? Like it's like being in a time warp or fucking or like an episode of the Twilight Zone. Like you taught me the game. Why you acting like you never played? Drugs will do that.
Yeah, I don't have that situation. I'm the oldest. They can teach me shit.
Okay, but nonetheless, when you worried about a brother or sister, like you can still see the gifted part in the younger ones. You know what I mean? Like a brother or sister is a brother or sister. You know what I mean? Like it is what it is. So trying to keep them safe.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You good?
I was just gonna say, one of these brothers, he keeps having these babies. I love my nieces and nephews down to the ground, but I'm like, dude, do not have no more sex. Just stop. You don't need. If you're not gonna get it snipped, just don't do nothing else. Don't have sex no more. Don't you have no more babies? And my biggest issue is because he's irresponsible. He is not acting like a parent with his children. And it burns my flesh to no end, and I want to fight him for it. I really, really do. Like, I get so angry because I'm like, are you picking and choosing which child you're going to be a father to, and you say, fuck the rest? And then, like, my oldest niece, when she says something smart aleck to him, he gets mad, but I'm like, it's your responsibility. She's mad at you, and rightfully so, because you raised her from a baby, then one day you just abandoned her because you were mad at her mother. And that's how you act with all of these children's parents. You get mad at the moms, and then you don't want to be a father anymore to my niece and nephew, and it makes me really mad at him. So his answer is, well, they put me on child support. I don't give a fuck about that. That is not what children need. They need so much more than that. And I'm like, that's not what we do in this family. So it bothers me a lot, and I want to fight him all the time for it. And we used to get in a big blowout about it, and I learned to just lean back. And I love on my nieces and nephews as much as I can to take the place of what he's not doing. And it's a lot sometimes because I go overboard. Like my little nephew, he's breaking my pockets on a regular basis because I love him so much. Like he is the cutest thing, and he's a Leo, and he's a day after my baby, and he's a few days for me. So he gets a different kind of treatment, and it's not. I don't try to do that, but I can't help it. So he is like, that's my baby. But the rest of them are too. But that one, boy, he eats my pocket to death. Okay. But my brother is not being responsible, and man, I can't. Sometimes I can't handle it. And one of these sister cousins, she cannot handle being by herself. And she gets in these horrific ass relationships that turn into whoever I'm dating is fighting some dude or going over there so he can defend her and everybody else. And then we're into an argument with these dudes. It's always some kind of shit like, she was with this one dude, this motherfucker that went around the house and put leaves around the house and set them on fire with everybody inside the house. Like, I'm like, you put everybody's life in danger because you don't know how to pick a man just on, he said you're cute. He complimented you. He's got a good dick. And now you all in love with him. And you bringing him around everybody. Like, we don't do that bringing a bunch of strangers around. But you bring these gantly ass niggas around just because you excited and happy. because you can't be by yourself and love yourself just a little bit. So those are the two that I don't have gray hairs yet, but I imagine they are coming just because of these two. And I try my best to lean back and not say nothing, but sometimes it's too much. Sometimes it's too much.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a whole lot. But unfortunately, I can relate to all of that old dumb shit. The super toxicity. The super toxicity. Yeah, getting into that. And you wonder, you know, when you see your brother or your sister getting in relationships that are actually bringing them down. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen your brother or your sister actually start to get ugly because they messing around with somebody that's not necessarily beating them up, but they bringing them down. Like they not keeping themselves up the way they used to.
Mm-hmm.
And you like where your clothes at? You know, like,
it's not even that. It's you out here doing shit you've never done in your life. Shit we've never seen you do. You running around like some kind of, I don't know, something different that nobody likes. And everybody's trying to tiptoe around you to be nice. Then now I got to sit down and have a conversation with you. Now you crying and I'm crying because I have to apologize for the way I'm saying the things I'm saying to you. And even for some of the things I'm saying, even though I mean them, but I'm so angry, they come out not very nice. Mm-hmm. They come out harsher than I intend them to be because I'm so mad at you that you allowed yourself to go down this road. Yeah. And I'm like, who did you listen to? Because none of us did this. So why are you doing this? Why are you letting this nothing ass dude come in here and treat you like shit and talk to you like shit and introduce you to a world that you've never been involved in? The fuck is wrong with you? Mm-hmm. And nobody likes him. You in love with somebody nobody likes? It'd be different if it was just a handful, but nobody likes him. Not a single, none of your friends, no one in the family. And you got this motherfucker around us? Like every day people are just staying away because they want to beat him down or shoot him.
Yeah, I seen it.
Then you gonna get married to him. It's like, girl, what are you doing? No.
Hold on a second.
You have a call from George.
Yeah, go ahead. Kim, you was finished?
Oh, no, I wasn't. I was just saying, that's it. If you marry this person and I'm not the person to pretend. So it makes bad connections with some of the family members and I, because I'm not the person to pretend. So even though everyone is like, I'm going to the wedding, I'm like, I'm not, because I don't support it. When they go over to the house, they speak. I'm not going to speak, so I don't go to the house. When they're around them, everybody, hey, how you doing? I'm not doing none of that. He could speak to me 10 times. I'm not going to respond. And then my aunt is mad at me because she's like, what we're not going to do is be disrespectful. And anybody in my house being disrespectful, before she gets out, I'm going to get my pocketbook, get my shoes, and I'm out. Because I'm not doing that. I don't pretend. I'm not going to play like I like you. And if you talk to me and I don't like you, don't feel bad with the results you get. Because everybody warned you. So then it makes a bad situation between my cousin's sister and I because I don't like her husband.
Right.
But it's like he can put his hands on you. He calls he calls all your children to move away, especially the baby. Your baby moved away because of this man, and you don't see it. What's happening here? It's that kind of thing that is so stressful because now I'm involved because I'm gonna look out for my little cousin, and my thing is, hey, he said this dude threatened him. Now we really have a different kind of problem. is that right there where it's, I love you. I want you to be okay. I love you. I'm going to do my best to look out for you. But girl, this is you chose this path and you keep on it. So enjoy that walk. I might be on the other side to hold your hand when you're through with the walk. I may not. I can't guarantee anything because this is not 25, 35-year-old. This is not even 45-year-old Kim. This is getting ready to be 54 Kim, who is exhausted with a lot of people and people, period. And so my nerves are not the same. My ability to assess a situation and handle it in a mature way is not the same. My response is not the same. I don't even have the same framework to deal with people I don't want to deal with anymore. Like it's so, I give zero fucks at this point. I'm so nonchalant about it that I don't care what I say. I'm going to say the things to make you want to put your hands on me so I can tempt fate, so I can give you what you've been asking for. That's how bad it is. Okay. And so it's like, you put me in this position, person I love, and will protect with every being in my body. But girl, you could make me go to jail. And I got to walk away from you. So now it's just, my focus is always on the children. If there are children involved, then I'm involved. But if the babies aren't involved, this is your little red wagon. Have fun pulling it.
Yeah. I understand. I really do. And the seriousness of that is that she married him. If it was just a baby father or something like that, you can, as crazy as it is, you can actually work that out. But when that shit is legal, yeah, that's a different level. That's a different level. It's a little hard to.
And this nigga a bitch. He is a bitch, man. Makes nothing think.
Yeah. Okay. So you're not fond of him. I get that. All right. You know what I mean? She's not fond. She's not fond of him. He's not one of her favorite people. We thought he was, but it turns out, nah.
You remind me, she just said that shit. She remind me of you and now she said that. She's not a killer, but she thinks you're a gorilla. You understand it?
Man, I don't even.
What is he again, Kim?
Hey, Troy, go ahead.
Just want to hit you. He's a bitch. Damn.
Yo, that shit resonated. I know my neighbor's gonna ask me about that. Like I ain't hear the rest of that shit sound mumbled. The rest of that shit sound muffled, but that bitch.
She had some lava in her mouth when she did that shit.
Like somebody in your house was a bitch.
Y'all even understand. Y'all even understand. Man.
Listen, whenever you're ready for my story, first and foremost, Kim, I'm sorry you got to go through that because I've been through things like that before. You try to protect people, but they don't know how to protect themselves. So it falls on you, and you still don't feel like you're able to do much more because they're blinded by certain situations, and
let me properly turn it over to you. I yield my time to Senator Troy. Senator Troy, okay. You got some minutes. Go forward.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Senator Jones and Chairman Son 752. I got a story to tell, like Biggie. I'm the youngest. I have a middle brother named Charles. I have a older sister named Sue. And I got a dickhead, punk-ass, bitch-ass brother named Brian. That's my older brother. Well, all I love on all I love, on God, anything that you got on for them type shit. I got to talk like I'm from Chicago right now. On all the fuck I love. If I'm at Heaven's Gate and God is ready to let me go through Heaven's Gate, and I look down after I give God a hug and get ready to walk through and I see my older brother, I'm going to fuck him up. I'm going to say, God, excuse me. I'm going to fuck him up to the point where I fuck him up so bad that God is going to have to send me to hell just so he can relive how bad I fucked him up in that line. You know, I grew up, let's start with my middle brother. I already explained to you about the situation with my father. You know, my father is, how can I put it? He wasn't there financially or mentally or emotionally. His father was up until he passed away. So when it comes to my middle brother, he was somewhat like the person I followed behind. He was like my father figure. He taught everything, every positive thing that I don't do, drugs, cigarettes, things like that nature. He taught me about Black history. He taught me where to go at for Black history. Sometimes, you know, I know how to draw somewhat because of him. But when you growing up and you have and your middle brother is a model student and he's getting all A's and maybe 1 or 2 B's, people expect you to be on that same level. So you always being told you have to be like Peanut. You gotta be like Peanut. And my grandmother, you know, my grandmother was always telling me that you gotta be like Peanut. You know, so I'm trying to be on that level. I'm also looking at him and I'm overprotective of him. So when somebody's ready to fight him, I'm protecting him because I know he has more. I feel like he has more to lose than me. As a kid, I felt like I didn't feel that I was worth anything because everybody talked about him. So I always tried to protect him. Nobody could fuck with him, you know. And then I turned back around. My older brother, he was out there doing his thing and never taught me shit. When my mom passed away, me and my brother sat down and had to ask him. We sat down and said, what did he teach us? This motherfucker taught me nothing. He didn't teach me how girls. He didn't teach me how to take care of myself. He didn't teach me shit. He didn't teach me how to fight. He didn't teach me shit. He taught me nothing. You know, the only thing I didn't know nothing about none of the shit he was doing until my mom was on a point when she had the beginning stages of dementia. I didn't even know that the time my mom was telling me that he was locked up for child support, that he was in a rehab for crack. Not realizing I caught him smoking crack with his friend in the basement before.
Stop looking at your phone.
You know, what you say?
No, go ahead.
You know, I caught him smoking crack in the basement before. So in the midst of all that shit, you know, let me just go further ahead. So now my mom, she's going through the beginning stages of dementia, right? And she gives the power of attorney to his daughter, another fucking pill popper. So now instead of him saying, "Mom, I don't think that's a good idea," she's there, his daughter, my aunt, this dumb bitch, and her fucking and my brother. My aunt calls a fucking notary public up the hospital so that person can notarize the letter about my pill popping ass niece. And my brother wants her to be the power of attorney, so whenever he needs money from my mom, he can go to my niece. So the house that me and my mom owned in South Philly, you know, I'm telling her I got to sell the house because I want to make sure that she gets a different house, and that if anything should happen to her, that I don't want this house. I don't want this house in me and her name because other than the fact I'm going to want to fuck everybody up in the family, I don't want to have to kick people out this house. You know, so I turned back around, and my niece tried to go behind my back and sell a house that she has nothing to do with. Up to the point where the realtor tells her that my name is not on the deed. So I had to go to my lawyer, get everything, tell this bitch my name is on the deed, tell this bitch to get the fuck away from us. We're gonna get a different relative. But before all that happened, I went to go talk to my mom. My brother's at the house telling me I'm not talking to his mother. I said, damn, I could have sworn we came out that same vagina. So in the midst of all that shit, he gonna tell me he goes in his car to go get it back to try to hit me with it. I said, go ahead, swing. Because once I grab it, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna fuck you up pretty bad, man. I said, it's not gonna just be for the day, it's gonna be for all that shit you did to me from a kid all the way to now. I'm gonna fuck you up. When the cops come, I'm gonna be sitting here like, yeah, I did it. I did it. And everybody in that school across the street seeing you pull that bat out your car. So I want to get off on self-defense. Make a long story short, years down the line after my mom passed away, one of my boys told me he came to him to get a gun so he can shoot me. My brother.
Okay, you put like a little different spin on it, because I was mainly talking about when you're actually trying to save your brother.
You can't, listen, son, I've saved him before. I'm going to tell you the shit. This motherfucker right here, he didn't protect me. I had to protect him. He used to call me to go with him to his girlfriend's house because he was scared of the girl's brother. This is my older brother. My mom used to call me to go around in my old neighborhood to talk to the young guys, the boys around there, because they was bothering him, not realizing the reason why they was bothering him, because he was cheating on his girl with this young girl around the corner, and they didn't appreciate him doing that. So I had to go protect that nigga over that shit. And them young boys is like my little brothers. These are like my brothers from 20 from Carpenter. So they stopped bothering them. But at the end of the day, you creating drama. You're so fucking stupid. You put me in harm's way. And then all of a sudden now, we're at this standstill. You know, and then my middle brother, I'm gonna tell you, it's just, I said this to you the other day when we weren't on this live stream. You're more of a brother than my fucking real brothers. My middle brother's a pastor. And I'm sorry I'm putting another spin on it, but I protected him too. Motherfuckers used to try to jump on him, and I'll jump on them. I'm walking home with black eyes or something going wrong with me. And he's cool. He jumped in to pull me off, but he's not throwing no punches. I turned back around. That's a couple weeks ago. I ain't heard from this boy for almost a month. He knew my circumstances. You know, he told me he's a pastor. Well, you know, life be life, and I got to take care of my church, my sick and shut in. I got to make sure I write my sermons out. I got to do this. My wife going through this. My people this. My kids this. I said, that same Bible says that you are your brother's keeper, all right? He said, yeah. I said, so you mean to fucking tell me that a 5-minute phone call wasn't suffice? You couldn't just call and say what's going on? I said, because I'm not going to call you because I know, you know the reason why I'm not going to call you. I'm not going to do that. I done done all that shit all my life to make sure you cool. Now I'm going through my dilemma. Tag you it, nigga. So he knows when I'm talking to him like that, he knows, like I told him, God ain't through with me yet. I'm going to tell you how I feel. So when I'm using profanities and I'm talking greedy to you, you know I'm a fuck mad.
But
I got what you know. Let me let you speak, son. Thank you.
But he never got no trouble though, right?
He never got no trouble for what? No, he never got no trouble. Let me tell you why he never got any trouble. Because I took on his problems.
Okay.
But my older brother, oh yeah, he got in a lot of trouble.
Well, what I'm thinking is like, you know, when I say trouble, I'm talking about the trouble that they've caused for other people and maybe sometimes for themselves. I'm not talking about like if somebody just, you know, targeted them or whatever.
Okay, well, let me go to my sister then.
All right, before you go to your sister, let's do this. let's go to the poll. Let's go to the poll because I really want to see where this is going.
Yeah.
All right, so the poll question is, what's the hardest struggle that you have ever had with a sibling? Out of 27 votes so far, 37% said drugs, gang violence in the streets. Now, so drugs can be either selling drugs, where you putting your freedom and your life in jeopardy, or using drugs where you putting your health in jeopardy. and you know, the health of your family and you know all that. Okay. So only 4% said unemployment, homelessness, or financial problems. That's amazing to me. So none of you, well, only maybe one or two of y'all have ever had a problem with your brother or your sister not being able to keep a place, not being able to keep a job. You know what I mean? Always borrowing and begging and, you know, just can't get right. So that's pretty impressive. I'm surprised as hell. All right. Number 22% says too many kids or sucker for love. Like, oh yeah. Okay. And 37% said thief, jailbird, selfish, or entitled. Yeah. Yeah. The jailbird thing. Can't stay out of jail. As soon as they come home, they on their way back. On their way back. New cases and parole violations. Yeah. It's tough. It's really tough dealing with a sibling that's into all of that shit. One that I didn't put on there was like promiscuity. You know, dealing with a sister that just let anybody fuck her. You know what I mean? But that goes along with the whole babies thing and all of that shit. You know.
Well, I have a sister, and my sister, you know, she put me in harm's way numerous times. Not my older brother, not my middle brother, only me. You know, she deal with niggas, get into like one of the niggas she dealt one of the niggas that she got into an argument with. She came to the house, and I grew up with this boy. This boy is at that time he was a neighborhood. One of the top neighborhood drug dealers that play with them guns.
Mm-hmm.
Got an argument with him. He got an argument with him. She came and told me I went to go talk to him, not fight him. So she said to her, "Oh, what you want to get your pussy ass brother?" I was like, "Yo, you do know if you come out that door, I'm gonna knock you the fuck out, right?" So, you know, one thing led to another. My grandfather, my uncle came around the corner, you know, said a few words to me and got me, because they, you know, and then they went back in the house. But when I went to go down the street to my bull's house, he followed me. He was like, all that shit you was talking, come on, let's go in this little block. And I knew if I went in the little block, what he was going to do. He was going to shoot me. So my grandfather seen him coming, and he just got in his car with his thing, follows him down the block. You know. But I mean, that's the shit that she would do, because then she wound up getting on drugs heavy. So it's nice. I would just follow her around to make sure she was okay. I would be up to 3, 4 o'clock in the morning just following her around. So the people that around, I knew a bunch of them. Everybody knew me. And the thing about it, I'm not a thug. I don't walk around with a gun, and I'm not no killer, but I get respected because of the person I am, because I show love. I don't sit up there. I don't owe you no money. I never done nothing wrong to you. I show love to your family. You know, we show love to each other. So when you sit back and you know I'm not in that bullshit, you respect me a little bit different. You know, I never forgot one time I was coming to my mom's house, and two of my bulls was in front of my mom's door. And I was like, yo, what's going on? He was like, yo, your sister and her boyfriend in the house? I was like, no. He was like, look, man, I'm going to tell you, Troy. If I ain't know you and you were and me and you wasn't tight like brothers, I'd have ran in your house and shot the house up, bro. I said, for what? He said, your sister and her boyfriend owe me money for drugs.
Mm.
And when I seen her boyfriend, I punched him in his fucking mouth. I said, cause you mean to tell me my mom in this house sick? I said, Sue, you lucky I don't smack the shit out of you. Mom in the house sick. She's on the second floor, off ready out, in beginning stages of dementia. And you mean to sit up here and tell me y'all gonna put this whole house in jeopardy because y'all want to get high?
Man,
I had to call my brother, huh?
Nah, the getting high thing, that shit basically is like a four-way intersection because that shit can take you anywhere. It can take you anywhere. One thing about drugs, especially back in the crack era, is like you never knew what was going to happen, but you knew whatever was going to happen was going to be something bad. It was exactly the opposite of what you wanted to happen, but it was definitely what you knew was what could potentially happen. Nothing good ever came out of a sober family having to deal with a crackhead family member. And ain't no drug like crack. You will never have the type of experiences, the type of personal experiences that you will have anywhere else when you're dealing with a crackhead and crack in a crack environment. This shit is just is toxic as hell. You got to deal with
overwhelming, man.
Man, you got to deal with the thievery. You got the debt. You know what I mean? What they used to call it when you owe the drug dealer? He gave you the drugs on the eye.
Well, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, he gave me a couple of packs on the eye. Yeah, and you supposed to make sure you pay him back when you get paid. And now you jerking him and bought drugs in the next neighborhood or whatever, ducking around him like he ain't looking for you, like he don't know where to come.
The person that's on drugs don't realize you're not just putting yourself in danger, you putting the whole household in danger.
But that was
you
the
put
thing.
The whole family in danger.
Yeah,
you don't just put the household, you put the whole family in danger, and you put them in danger for years, not just in that moment, but for years to come.
You do.
We talk about that. This same cousin who cannot, she just has a terrible picker. Recently, I'm the person people come to do a lot of graphics for stuff. So that includes obituaries for funerals. And she had a friend who lost his parent and needed an obituary last minute. So she's let me introduce you to my cousin. She can help you, da 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 da. And so it started off me assisting, and then he started trying to flirt. And he went from flirting to telling me how he knew my cousin. And then he started telling me about a situation they had and how he treated her over some drugs. And he's talking to me, and now he's putting me in a bad mental situation because let me say I'm not tough at all. But I'm just not to be trifled with. It's just that simple. I'm not tough. I don't claim to be a fighter. None of those things. But I'm just going to tell you, my mental is I'm too pretty to be fighting, so the fight is not going to ever be fair. It's just that simple. And I'm not breaking nails fighting, so it's not ever going to be fair. And because I believe in letting my demons free, that my response is not always well. So as he's telling me this, my thoughts of him are bad because I say in the long term, you put him in jeopardy, your family in jeopardy, because now all I'm thinking is, you want to take me out, buddy, I'm going to let you take me out, but you're going to regret it because of the things you did to my cousin. I don't care how long ago it was. You disrespected her to a whole nother level. And you're telling me about it, and you're telling me you apologize to her, and you guys are okay, but I'm not the person to be okay because she's okay. Because now all I can think about is everything that happened during that period when she was out in the street. All I can think about is how I had to step in and help with her children. Not that I regret it, because I would hope to God if it was me, somebody would have stepped in with mine. But all the things that happened with her baby because of this, all of the problems that went on with the family, all of the struggling, all of the everything. And I only have one. She has 5. So here I am with 6 children trying to help and do everything I can and depriving myself to make sure the children have what they need and don't miss a beat. And you telling me you did this shit to my cousin, you knew she was a mother, and you just nonchalant about it because you've changed your life? I don't give a fuck about none of that.
Yeah.
So now you put me in jeopardy. Now my cousin has put me in jeopardy because of the bullshit she did a few years ago. So that's why I say it doesn't just end there. You put them in jeopardy for the rest of your life and the rest of their lives, because you never know what's going to happen. Recently, her son, her oldest son, came across somebody, and this dude is talking to him and saying all this crazy shit. And then when he finds out he's talking about this woman, he disrespected and did blah, blah, too. My little cousin calls me. He was like, yo, Kim, dude said he did this to my mama, and I want to blase blah. I mean, what do you do? What do you say? Everybody is in this shit when somebody is out there in the street on drugs. Everybody is in it, and you locked in forever, especially when you're in a small place and you don't know who knows who. That shit never ends. It never goes away. It lasts a lifetime for everybody. That's the sad part.
Let me hold on. Let me pivot back to Troy. Troy, what kind of sister or what kind of woman was your sister before she started messing around on drugs?
Well, she was dressed good. I mean, she still was dressing good even when she got on drugs. But she was dressing good. She was a go-getter, but she never worked like that. You know what I'm saying? She never really. Got married yet when she was 18. Moved to Germany with her husband because he was in the service.
Okay.
Came back home pregnant with my oldest niece, but she was thorough.
Okay.
The thing about it is that my mom is a champion of the underdog. So me and my middle brother are the hard workers, the one that's been working since we was kids. And my older brother and my sister are the ones that rarely done anything.
Okay.
So she would take care of them. I'm talking about as adults. She would take care of them.
Okay.
But my sister used to steal from my brother when my mom moved into the house that me and her owned. She left the house she was in to my brother and my sister. My brother claimed my sister robbed him for some money, and both of them on crack at the time. So he beat her up, and she wound up moving over on Wharton Street where we was at.
Okay.
Which was the worst thing, because now she over here with her addiction. And to put more responsibility on me. You know what I'm saying? Because the one thing is that my mom, even though at that time she was working and this, that, and other, she got so much on her mind about worrying about my sister being out and walking the streets and not coming home until the morning time or not coming home all day. Now she got to worry about that. And then I got to worry about it because I don't want my mom worrying about it.
Yeah.
You got the older brother, he ain't doing shit. You got my middle brother, he ain't worrying about shit unless somebody call him. So the only person worried about it is me.
How much older is your sister than you?
My sister, I'm 55. She's 62 or 63.
Okay, so that's your big sister.
Yeah.
See,
I'm the youngest.
Yeah, I'm under the impression that makes it harder.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, because when you're younger, you have this inflated positive view of your brothers and your sisters. And so when you see them go down, it's almost like, even though you're not trying to make it personal, it can feel like they're doing this to you, or like they're letting you down. They're disappointing you. Because
I never forgot when I was in school and I never forgot the boy's name. His name was Albert Abel. And that was his name.
You're not going to forget a name like that.
Huh?
You're not going to forget a name like that, especially when they take roll.
No. Yeah. You stupid.
Just saying.
My best friends, I got a great memory, man. My best friends was Ward Tillman and Albert Abel. And the thing about it is that the fucked up part is that every time Albert when his birthday would come or Christmas would come, he would always brag how his sisters would spoil him with gifts. And I was always looking like, damn, I ain't got shit like that. I don't have nothing like that. I don't have a brother or a sister that would do that type shit to me. You know what I mean? Or make me feel like, you know, as you get older, you start realizing shit that maybe I think my brother and my sister was jealous of me because I was the youngest. You know, I think that you know, my mom had to put so much into me because I used to have seizures as a kid and I had real bad asthma. It was times I shouldn't even be on the phone talking to you. You know, but instead of them, I mean, I don't know why was there so much selfishness towards me as a kid from my father, from two of my siblings, and then to make me feel like I was worthless because my brother was doing his thing in school. The best thing that ever happened to me in my life, other than, you know, everything was great, but my grandmother, Mary Gladden, when she came to me and took me underneath her wings and took me out of one school and started putting me in the best schools where I can flourish. And then she got me a tutor. And this tutor, man, Mr. Irons, still remember his name. And when I tell you, I never knew how bad a man's breath could stink until I met this man. I really thought, I really prayed that he went to the dentist and they just pulled all his teeth out just to wash his gums. That's how bad this man's breath stunk. But at that time, he was a fucking terrific tutor. I mean, he was a school teacher already, but he would come, he was my grandmother, my grandfather, you know, they're best friends. So I looked at him as my uncle. So, you know, he'll come there and he'll show me something. I mean, I never knew things that I didn't know from the school I went to. I didn't know how to tell time. I didn't know a lot of shit. And I had somewhat of a learning disability. So when she started putting me into these schools, and I wanted to be like my brother Peanut, and these schools was teaching me, and she was like, I was getting allowances at the time, and Christmas would come, my birthday would come, everything would be great then. But at the end of the day, man, it was like, you know, coming up in life, man, as you get older, you start realizing that a lot of shit that people put you through as a kid, it affects you as an adult.
It does.
And the shit that fucks me up the most, son, is that there's a lack of appreciation. You know what I mean? There's a fucking lack of appreciation that, like my sister, I seen my sister, I seen her at my niece's graduation party. I don't hear shit from her. And I always say to myself, I say, you do realize the reason why you still here is because of me? Yeah, when you was on heroin, and you was going through, I had to hold you down on the bed to keep you from going out the door. I'm crying because I don't want you to, until we can get you to the hospital. You going through withdrawal. I'm on top of you. Your brother's not doing shit. I'm protecting you. I don't see where that shit should have fell on top of me like that. But I don't hear from none of my family. I don't know. My mom's side of the family, I don't know none of them. Nieces and all of them, I protected them. My nephews, especially them. One of my nephews robbed my next door neighbor in house, and my next door neighbor was my grandmother's and grandfather's best friend. And that was James Mtume's mother and father. And James Mtume, as I told you before, is Mtume, the singer, Juicy Fruit.
Yeah.
Yes, that's like an uncle to me. So he robbed their house And he gonna say he didn't, but they seen the window open. Your boot marks going from the house in the snow to their house and back to. And then the thing about it is that I was coming out the door to go to this corner store. A guy followed me. He's like, "Yo, Troy, that's your family?" I was like, "Yeah, that's my family, man." He's like, "Man, listen, bro, I'm so glad I seen you come out the house because I was getting ready to shoot your whole first step up."
Wow. Wow.
This is the shit that I had to go through, son. I had all my mom is on the first floor now. I got all my nieces and nephews on the first step and they friends. And now by him doing what he's doing, you just put everybody in harm's way. And if I didn't come out that door, I'm on the news crying because either my mom got hit or my nieces or nephews got killed. This is the shit that I had to be. But see, they don't remember that.
Yeah.
Even my son, that's not even half of it. Let me tell him. I know I'm talking a lot and I'm sorry, but I gotta get this out. Even my oldest son, his ass was out there selling weed. Messed up somebody's money, $100 of somebody's money. And I'm hoping that's what it was because he was also addicted to Xannies at the time. Then called me, said, "Dad, I need $100 or I don't know what this boy gonna do to me. I messed some of his money up." Then I had to take him 100. The same son right now that's not even talking to me because I told him on Father's Day that a text message does not suffice on Father's Day for your father.
Yeah.
So now he's not even answering my phone call. So I blocked him. So when you do go through some shit, don't call me. Because at the end of the day, if that small, minute thing that I'm trying to teach you, if I got to tell you how to be a son, and you got a son now, that people don't understand. Karma might don't work that way. But one thing about God, he teaches you lessons.
Facts.
Whether it's through you, whether it's through your kids, whether it's through family members, he teaches you lessons.
Hey,
I don't wish
you gonna learn them lessons
for my grandson to have to put my son through something, but always remember, a lesson is going to be taught.
Right.
You know, but thank y'all for letting me speak my piece, man.
You're welcome. But yeah, so
Glad you got to get adopted one.
yeah, I'm thinking along the lines of, when you start talking about drugs, when you start a lot of people have to deal with things dealing with their siblings. You know what I mean? Back in the day and in this present day. One thing that's a mainstay is the whole drug thing. You know what I mean? It might be different drugs, same situations though. The crack era is pretty much done, but they've traded that in for other hard drugs, that are getting in the way and messing up people's shit. So when it's bottom line is when you're talking about your siblings, you're talking about your loved ones or whatever, at least even if you're not in love with your siblings, there's a certain amount of care there. So you might, even though y'all may not be able to get it popping socially, you're still going to wish them well.
I can't say that, son.
Well, I'm not talking about every instance. You know what I mean? I'm talking about the ones you actually do feel that way about. I'm not. This show wasn't even about all of your brothers and sisters. It was called "I Don't Know What to Do About My Brother." So like I said, when I thought about it, I had it in mind how hard it is to deal with a brother or a sister that you are or were close to, and you've had to take on the role of pretty much protecting them, even if you only protect them from themselves. But when you start talking about I don't know what to do about my brother. Like it could be the ones that you're close to. It could be the ones that you aren't close to. But when like, all right, like Troy, you know, you have siblings that may be old enough to be your father, even if they were like a young father, you know what I mean? But they were still old enough. When you have those big gaps in children and the ages of your children, you essentially create, or you may be able to separate one generation from the next one because you may have reached the cutoff. But but when you have a situation, like I've known a lot of situations where brothers and sisters did step up and actually raise their younger brothers and sisters. Like in the situation where the mother might have been sick. Remember that movie Crooklyn?
Yeah, most definitely.
And remember how the older brother kind of had to, you know, he had to step it up. The oldest girl, but she was the only girl. She had to step it up. That's a real. I've seen that play out in life, in real life. So you know, your brother, your sister is pretty much the ones keeping the family together, making sure that nobody have to get sold down the river in foster care, and so when that same brother or sister who helped save you, and now they are hell bent on drowning themselves, and you're wondering where it came from. Like, this ain't you. What drove you out here in these streets, or whatever? Because it doesn't necessarily have to be the streets. They could fuck around and join a cult. You know what I mean? Or some Jim Jones shit, or some Jim Jones shit, or some what was that? What was the Daddy Grace shit? Daddy Grace shit, or MAGA.
MAGA.
God forbid they join MAGA. But
God forbid.
A cult is a fucking cult. You know what I mean?
God forbid.
God forbid. I had a couple of brothers that was on that MAGA shit. I'm like, man, if you only knew my level of not fucking with y'all like that right now.
You're no longer right. I'm not coming to the barbecue no more.
Man, fuck the barbecue. You know what I mean? Blocking my fucking phone. Said whatever number you call from, I'm blocking that too. But yeah, but nonetheless, you know, when you're talking about the brothers or the sisters that you may have been close to, it makes it a real tough situation to see them unsafe, irresponsible, just out there, wayward, you know what I mean? Just out there. It is hard to deal with a sibling that's just out there because you don't know what's going to happen. So many people.
That's the truth, and that's the scary part. You know, like I had an aunt. I was staying with my grandmother, my grandfather. So one night when I was going to Greenfield, and my mom and her boyfriend came over there. And that's another reason why I was staying with my mom, my grandmother, my grandfather. My sister got into an argument with her boyfriend, and it was on a Saturday night. She got an argument with him. He went across the street, climbed on the roof, and started shooting at the house. So my mom was like, "No, I want you to go stay over your grandfather's house." And it gave me post-traumatic stress. So anytime I heard a gunshot, I'm only in the 6th grade, you know. Yeah. So I went to go stay with my grandma and my grandfather. So my mom and her boyfriend came over and told me my Aunt Merlin was found dead in a lot after ODing off of heroin. So she OD'd, and the people that she was around, they gave her the drugs, put her in a lot right between 21st and 22nd in Kimball and South Philly. Still remember that. And then the fucked up part that what people do is her sister, my other aunt, gets in the car and rides me past where they found her body at. And the sheet in the trash bag that they had my aunt in was still there, man. I'm asking, and to this day, I still don't understand why would the fuck you take me past there as a child? What's wrong with you?
Mm-hmm. Hey, anything goes. When you hitting that glass, anything goes. Because all that really matters in their world is how am I going to get this next hit? All right, it's 4:00. Holla back. What? What?
You don't do it like that no more, man. I mean, check the poll again.
You said, no, I ain't got to check the poll. It's only three more.
Check the poll again?
No, it's only 3 more votes. Fuck that poll.
All right, are we gonna get some bars tonight at the end of the night now?
We'll see what happens.
All right, boy. All right, man. Hey, everybody in the live stream, thank you so much for your comments, and I love all y'all, man. Y'all be safe, enjoy your day, stay hydrated, and everything.
Good looking, man. I talk to y'all later.
Let me add mine in.
All right, y'all be safe.
I want to say, everybody be safe. And Troy, you have had a life, and I'm so glad you found a space and a comfortable space inside yourself where you can speak openly and get those things out, and you're not allowing them to sit inside and eat you up, and cause you to be a different person. So I'm glad you have found your outlet. And I'm not just talking about here, but it sounds like you've always had an outlet somewhere where you can get these things out. So I'm so happy for you.
I'm going to tell you
and I hope you stay on that path. Wait a minute. I hope you stay on that path. And I hope you remember, no matter what, it's always going to be a moment where it gets better, and you don't let any of it consume you.
Appreciate that. The person that's on the TV screen right now, son, he's one of my major outlets right now. So, son, I appreciate you, man. I love you for that, bro.
That's what's up, man.
You know what I mean? Go ahead and I see your eyes going back and forth for 4 o'clock. Go ahead, man.
Be safe, everybody. Peace.
You too.
Yeah. I'll let y'all tomorrow.
All right.
All right, yo. Good shit. Testimony. Witness. Listen, man, your story is your story. We start talking about these siblings, man. It's a deep thing. It really is. We could probably have a show all day, but we gotta stop now. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious June 26th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them, making them feel special because they are special, because they are special, because they are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. We get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. We get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. We get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They get number one out the box. My girl, Monique Hendricks. Happy birthday to you, and Super DJ Terrell Clark and Marie Valera, Chucky Hilton, Candace Hills, Ogeshi, Kindness, China Gorham, and Derek Hart, Erica J. Darby, Magali Jean, Monique. Oh man, Monique Nicole actually passed. She passed away earlier this year. So happy heavenly birthday to you, Mo. And also Alexandra Garcias, and Dora Smith, Umi Jamar, Dawn Turner, and last but not least, Jessica Roman. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all, and I hope that today finds you all in good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious June 26th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. Turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on it, do the damn, to rock out, rock on it, do the damn, rock out, rock on it, do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind, and anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, when your brother or your sister, yeah, it's time to hit the mark, but they missed her. Yeah, the target or the bullseye, and you have to ask yourself, these fools, why have you gone astray? How come you so different in the exact way that you used to be back in the day when I looked up to you just like a little kid? I did. Used to have to advocate, and I would punch anybody in the mouth who had to hate. Trying to talk about you in any way was unacceptable by me yesterday or today. And I'ma tell you the way that it goes. And I ain't trying to hear none of that bullshit from none of my foes. But it hurts your heart, the holy hell, when you gotta look at your people and you can't tell that anything about them like they used to be. And I'm trying to have this shit be on some other shit. Yo, it's another hit. Why are they taking the wrong road, jumping like toads? And if you're feeling froggy, then go ahead and jump. But I'm ready to give my brothers some lumps. Cause you used to be the one that used to teach me. Now it seems like your arm ain't long enough to reach me. And I'm wondering, why did you go out? How come you have to act crazy? What's it all about? There's nothing really wrong with your mind, but you done lost your way, and I needed you to try to find your way back to this, because the shit is whack, and I ain't trying to list the academias or shit. I say the accolades. I ain't with this shit. I'm putting on the shades so I don't have to see you, and I don't want you to see my eyes because it's going to look kind of surprised. And it's a word to the wise. Yo, don't let the motherfucker cut you like some pies. It's a lot of slices. I'm giving out advice today. Yo, you try not to be the way the people that I'm talking about tonight. Yeah, I know that sometimes your brother make you fight. Make you want to fight him. Make you want to fight her. I think it's kind of a occurrence. Why did it occur? I am asking myself, how can I get them back to the good physical or mental health? Yo, you're letting the family die. And mommy was here. She be rolling over a grave because you can't behave. And she taught us the right shit with home training. Now I got to do a whole lot of explaining. How come you're not the same person that you was? And I'm just treating you like a brother, but a cuz. Even my cuz, yeah, they going back and forth to jail. And I'm looking at the shit because it's really a fail. Yeah, I'm eating kale, trying to make sure to put the right things in my body so I'm going to be a hottie. Or get a hottie doing something, trying to make sure that I'm being mounted to something, not nothing. And your kids, they ones who look up to you, they need their daddy. And he used to have a caddy. Now he got a skateboard, he ain't even got a fucking Trans-Pass card, a bus card. And life is hard, and it's going to get harder. So I'm trying to scrape that shit off like some fucking tartar. That's on my teeth. Yo, I ain't trying to have that shit. You know what I mean? Gingivitis. Fuck all that bullshit. Yo, peace to all my friends and peace to all my real brothers and cousins that's got the ends. And it's never been about the money. It ain't funny when I see you running around here like a kid nose running. Yeah, like you're really that young. And I'm trying to remember the days before you got sprung. Trying to pay your bail. No, sit your ass in jail. I ain't coming to get you fuck out. Take another route. Yeah, you figure it out. Ain't even got no crib. Ain't got no rent. No mortgage. Nowhere to live. And you're knocking on my door talking about you being evicted. I ain't trying to hear that shit. I'm getting sicker. Every time I see your face, it makes me want to cry. Now I gotta look up into the sky in the heavens. And why do it have to be that way? Bring my brother back. Yo, I only need you to do that one solid for that. So I'm thanking all y'all for coming through. So we got to kick a couple of rhymes. You know just how we do. Tomorrow we will be on at 1 o'clock. So don't come through here at 2 asking how we do. because the show would be over about 3, maybe 3:30, because you know how Troy and Kim are, but they still stars. And my heart of hearts, yo, I'm shooting like a dart, trying to hit the bullseye, and I'm asking why. I'm tired of shit right now, and I'm telling you the truth. Yo, I'm feeling like Eminem when he lost proof, because that was like a brother. It was salt and pepper. I understand that shit, so it makes me want to step a little hard, a little lighter. I'm trying to get right. Yo, I'm trying to be like the fucking French fries or writer. You know, the shit that we used to eat back in the day. I remember McDonald's used to make their fries a certain way. And that shit nasty a motherfucker now, and I can't understand exactly how. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death, resuscitate y'all, and love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow night, 1 a.m. tomorrow, Friday, 1 a.m. And tomorrow on the music show, y'all know we talk about music on Friday night, and we're gonna be talking about anthems. Those anthems, you know, those songs that stick in your head and become one of those things. Like, think like R. Kelly. I believe I can fly was absolutely an anthem. Absolutely an anthem. So an anthem is one of those songs where they have that part that's an iconic line that everybody or so many people remember, that it keeps the song alive forever and ever. So I'll see y'all tomorrow night. Y'all go ahead and get some rest or take your ass to work. Go ahead and make that paper. Once again, peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. Love y'all to death, resuscitate y'all, love y'all right back to life. So, sorry about the stumbles and the stammers and all that shit, but shit, I'm ready to close my eyes. Yo, be safe, y'all. Show love. Hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel. Peace. 1.